She texted me, "We're pregnant." Just 3 words. 3 simple, world-shattering words that changed everything. At first, I couldn't even process it. My brain short-circuited for a few seconds, like my eyes were reading English, but my mind refused to understand what it meant. We're pregnant. I'm Adam. I'm 29. Until 3 days ago, I thought I had my life figured out. I was in love with my girlfriend, Mia, 27, the kind of woman who lights up a room when she walks in. We'd been together for 4 years, living together for 2. We had plans, serious ones, marriage, a house, kids, the whole future storybook. So when that text came in at 2:46 p.m. on a random Wednesday, I thought it was the happiest moment of my life. I was in a meeting, half listening to some dull presentation about quarterly reports, when my phone buzzed. I looked down, saw her name, Mia Redheart, and then saw that message. We're pregnant. Can't wait to tell you everything tonight. I love you so much. My chest felt like it was going to explode. My throat closed up, eyes started burning. I wanted to jump up and scream. It didn't even matter that I was in a room full of executives. I texted back instantly. "Oh my God, this is incredible. I love you. I can't wait to celebrate with you tonight." Then I stared at my phone for a good minute, grinning like an idiot. I didn't even care that my boss was mid-sentence. All I could think was, I'm going to be a dad. I spent the rest of the day floating. I told my assistant I needed to leave early. Family emergency, technically true, and bolted out as soon as the clock hit 4. I stopped at a little wine shop near my office, bought a bottle of non-alcoholic champagne, the fancy imported kind with a gold label. Then I went next door and picked up a bouquet of white lilies, her favorite. On impulse, I popped into this boutique baby store nearby and grabbed the tiniest pair of baby sneakers I'd ever seen. I know it sounds stupid, but I wanted to see her face when she opened them. I drove home smiling the entire way, imagining her running into my arms, crying, laughing, both of us losing it in the best possible way. When I got home, it was around 5:30. The sun was dipping low, the apartment quiet. I lit a few candles, set out the lilies, chilled the sparkling juice, and placed those baby shoes right in the middle of the table. I kept checking my phone every few minutes. No messages, no updates. While waiting, I did what everyone does when they're too excited to sit still. I scrolled through Instagram. Mia hadn't posted anything, which made sense. She probably wanted to tell me first. But then I saw something that made my heart stop cold. Her best friend, Chloe, had posted something 2 hours earlier. I almost skipped past it, just another cute post, I thought, but then I saw Mia's face. She was in the photo, standing next to a guy I recognized. His name was Noah. He went to her gym. I met him once at one of those CrossFit competitions she dragged me to. In the photo, Mia was holding up a pregnancy test. Positive. Noah's hand was on her stomach. They were both smiling. No, beaming, the caption said. So excited for these two. The secret's finally out. Baby Parker coming next summer. Mia and Noah, you're going to be the best parents ever, Redheart. Baby Parker. Noah Parker. I froze. I stared at that post for at least 10 minutes. Refreshing. Reading it again and again, hoping my brain was malfunctioning. Maybe it was a joke. Maybe Chloe posted the wrong caption. Maybe this was some weird prank. But no, it was real. She tagged them both. My hands were shaking so badly I nearly dropped my phone. I looked around the apartment. The candles, the flowers, the little shoes, all suddenly felt ridiculous. My stomach twisted. I felt like someone had ripped the floor out from under me. Then anger hit. White hot, chest tightening, blinding anger. I texted her. Hey, quick question. Who exactly is we? She read it within seconds. I saw the little scene mark, but she didn't reply. I waited. 5 minutes. 10. 20. Nothing. By the time she came home at 6:20, I was sitting on the couch in silence. The candles had burned halfway down. The flowers were starting to droop. The baby shoes sat there, mocking me. When she walked in and saw everything, the setup, the mood, the look on my face, she froze. Her eyes widened. Then her face drained of color. You saw Chloe's post, she said, voice barely above a whisper. Yeah, I said. I saw it. So, congratulations. You and Noah are having a baby. She started crying instantly. Not soft tears, but the messy kind, gasping, choking sobs. But they didn't sound like guilt. They sounded like panic. I was going to tell you, she shouted through tears. She wasn't supposed to post that yet. Oh, right, I said. You were going to tell me tonight that you're pregnant with someone else's kid. My bad for finding out early. It's not like that, she sobbed. Then what's it like, Mia? Because from where I'm standing, it looks exactly like that. She hesitated, staring at the floor. Then finally, in a broken voice, she said, It just happened. I didn't mean for it to. How long? Silence. How long? 3 months, she whispered. 3 months. 3 months, while we were planning our trip to Spain, talking about marriage, talking about our future, our kids. She'd been sleeping with him. My stomach flipped. I had to sit down because I genuinely thought I was going to throw up. She reached for me. I stepped back. Don't, I said. Please, she cried. It's you I love. He doesn't mean anything. It was a mistake. Yeah, a 3-month-long mistake that resulted in a baby. She looked like she wanted to argue, but the truth was right there, swelling inside her. There was nothing to argue. I told her to leave. She said it was her apartment, too. It wasn't. Lease was in my name. She just sent me half the rent every month. She kept saying, We need to talk about this like adults. Okay, I said, calm but shaking. Let's be adults. Are you keeping it? She nodded. Yes. Does he know? Yes. He's excited. Are you leaving me for him? She hesitated. No. I love you, Adam. You're the one I want. This was just a stupid, meaningless thing. I want you. We can get through this. I laughed. Couldn't help it. Mia, I said, You're pregnant with another man's child, and you think we can get through this? She wiped her tears, trying to steady herself. Plenty of blended families exist. You'd be an amazing stepdad. That was it. I completely lost it. Stepdad? I said, You want me to raise your affair baby while you keep talking to him at the gym? Are you out of your mind? She started crying harder. I told her to pack a bag and go stay with Chloe. She resisted, pleaded, begged, but I didn't budge. Eventually, she left, slamming the door so hard the candles flickered out. I sat there for hours after, just staring at the half-empty wine glass and the baby's shoes. My phone buzzed every few minutes with her texts. You're overreacting. Love is complicated. Modern families look different. We can fix this. I blocked her at midnight. The next day, though, that's when things really started to spiral. And yes, I did something petty. Maybe even stupid. But at that moment, it felt right. I found Noah's LinkedIn. He worked at some trendy tech startup. The kind with beanbags, free kombucha, and a we're a family company culture. So I sent him a little something. A big, beautiful congratulations on your new baby. Gift basket. Balloons, chocolates, a teddy bear, the works. The card read, Congratulations on your upcoming fatherhood, Noah. Wishing you and Mia all the best as you start your family together. Take care of her. She's going to need all the support she can get. Adam had it delivered to his office. Apparently, he hadn't told anyone at work yet. By noon, my phone was blowing up. Mia, Chloe, unknown numbers, even a random co-worker of his. Turns out, Noah also had a girlfriend, had past tense. So, yeah, the gift basket landed. And apparently it landed hard. I didn't expect the nuclear fallout that came next. Around 12:30 that afternoon, my phone started buzzing nonstop. At first, I ignored it. I was sitting at my desk pretending to work, but my mind was somewhere else entirely. I figured maybe Mia was trying to talk again, or maybe Chloe had something to say. But when I finally looked, I saw something I didn't expect. A message request from someone named Lauren. I didn't know who she was. Her profile picture was just a dog and some beach. The message said, Hey, I think we need to talk. I'm Noah's girlfriend. Or was. I stared at that for a full minute. Then another text came in. I got your name from the card. He got at work today. I think you and I are dealing with the same people. My stomach dropped. We talked that night. And it turns out she and Noah had been together for 5 years. They lived together. She'd been planning their engagement trip to Bali for December. She was calm when we spoke. Scary calm. That kind of quiet fury you can feel through the phone. She said, he came home early from work today looking like he'd seen a ghost. He said it was a misunderstanding that someone sent a joke basket. Then he admitted it wasn't a joke. He said Mia's pregnant. I had no idea. None. I just sat there listening, jaw clenched. I didn't even know what to say. She asked me a few questions. How long had I and Mia been together? When I found out that kind of thing, every answer I gave seemed to hurt her a little more, but she stayed composed. Before we hung up, she said something that stuck with me. You didn't deserve this. None of us did. But at least now the truth's out. And then she added, almost bitterly, don't worry about revenge. These people destroy themselves eventually. She wasn't wrong. Because after that day, it all started to unravel for Mia and Noah. Apparently, once word spread at Noah's job, people started whispering. His boss called him in to discuss professionalism and personal boundaries at work. I didn't even have to do anything. His own workplace handled the fallout. Mia, on the other hand, went silent for 2 days. Then she texted me from a new number. You humiliated me. You made a private mistake into a public spectacle. I didn't even reply. A few hours later, Chloe texted me, her best friend, the one who posted that picture in the first place. She said, I didn't know you two were still together. She told everyone you were on a break. I'm sorry, Adam. I had no idea. Of course she didn't. Mia had been rewriting the story the whole time, telling her friends I was distant, that we were figuring things out, laying the groundwork to make it seem like she hadn't cheated. But the internet doesn't forget. The post was still up. People had commented. Some even tagged Noah's company account. By the weekend, she was calling nonstop. I finally picked up just to end the cycle. She sounded different, exhausted, hoarse. I lost everything, she said. He doesn't even talk to me now. Everyone knows. I can't go anywhere without someone looking at me weird. I stayed quiet. Then she said, you ruined my life, Adam. That one made me laugh. The kind of dry, broken laugh that doesn't even sound human. I ruined your life? I said, Mia, you burned down both of ours. I just refuse to sit in the ashes with you. Silence. Then a small sniffle. She whispered, I wish I could take it back. I didn't know what to say. Part of me wanted to scream. Another part of me, the tired part, just wanted it to be over. So I told her the truth. You can't take it back. But you can move forward. Just not with me. She hung up, and that was that. For the next few weeks, my life felt weirdly empty, like someone had pressed pause on everything. I went to work, came home, tried to eat, couldn't sleep. I'd sit in that same living room. Candles melted down. The baby shoes still sitting there like ghosts of a future that never happened. Friends reached out, some offering sympathy, others throwing shade at her online. I didn't join in. I was done with the noise. Then, about a month later, I got a letter in the mail. No return address. Just a plain white envelope with my name on it. Inside was a single sonogram photo. And a note. I thought you should know it's a girl. I just sat there staring at it for a long time. The anger was gone by then. All that was left was a strange, quiet sadness. Not for her, not even for Noah, but for what could have been. I didn't respond. I just put the photo in a drawer, closed it, and walked away. That was the day I decided I was done letting other people's chaos live rent-free in my head. Mia kept trying to reach out every few months. Messages, apologies, updates. I never replied again. Lauren and I kept in touch for a little while. Not romantically, just as two people who'd been through the same storm. We'd check in every now and then. Last I heard, she'd moved cities and was doing better. And me? I started therapy. I focused on work. Got back into running. I rebuilt. Slowly. Quietly. Funny thing is, when I first got that text, "We're pregnant," I thought it was the best moment of my life. Turns out, it was the start of the lesson I needed most. That love without honesty isn't love. That trust, once broken, can't always be fixed. And that's sometimes the best closure you'll ever get, is walking away and never looking back. And that's when the real chaos began. It's been almost a year since that whole mess blew up. Sometimes it still feels like it happened yesterday. Other days it feels like a completely different lifetime. For months after I got that envelope of the sonogram, I went quiet. I didn't talk about it. Didn't tell anyone how much it still gnawed at me. I thought ignoring it would make it go away. It didn't. What finally helped was realizing that what I'd lost wasn't Mia. It was the version of my life I thought I had. I missed the idea of her, not the person she really was. That realization hit me one morning when I was cleaning the apartment. I found the little baby's shoes under the couch. For a second I thought about throwing them away, but I didn't. I put them in a box with a note that said, "For the life that never happened." Then I stuck in the back of the closet and let it stay there. I started running again. At first it was just to clear my head. Half a mile here, a mile there. Then I joined a weekend group run. That's where I started talking to people again without having to explain everything. No one knew me as the guy whose girlfriend cheated. They just knew me as Adam, the quiet guy who kept pace and always brought extra water. Therapy helped too. My therapist didn't sugarcoat anything. She said something that stuck. Forgiveness isn't for them. It's what lets you stop carrying the story every single day. I didn't understand it at first, but over time, I started to get it. About 6 months in, I got a random message from Chloe again. She said Mia had given birth. Healthy baby girl. She said Mia moved in with her parents and was working part-time. She didn't ask me to reach out, just thought I should know. I read it, nodded, and went back to what I was doing. No anger, no sadness, just peace. That surprised me more than anything. One small thing did bring a weird sense of closure. Though, a few weeks after that message, I ran into Noah. Total coincidence. We were both waiting for coffee at the same shop downtown. He looked older, tired, like someone who hadn't slept properly in months. When he saw me, he froze. For a second I thought he'd bolt, but he didn't. He just said quietly, "Hey man, I'm sorry." And for the first time, I actually believed him. I didn't say much, just, "Take care of your kid." He nodded, and that was it. We both walked out different directions. After that, life kept moving forward. I changed jobs, got a better one, started traveling again, made new friends. Eventually, I even started dating a girl named Emma. Met her through that same running group. She knows a little bit about what happened, but not the ugly details. And she doesn't need to. She just treats me like me, not a story. Every now and then, I still think about the text that started everything. We're pregnant. It doesn't sting anymore. It's just a reminder that everything in life can flip in a single moment, and that who you become afterward is what actually matters. If there's one thing I've learned, it's this. Heartbreak doesn't destroy you. It strips away the illusion of control, the lies you told yourself, and what's left, that raw, real version of you. That's who you rebuild from. I'm not angry anymore. Not bitter. Just grateful that I got to start over before it was too late. It's funny. When everything first collapsed, I thought the story was over. Turns out it was just the first chapter of something better. It's been about 2 years now. I'm writing this mostly because I saw one of those whatever happened with comments on an old thread and realized I never closed the loop. So here it is. Life got quiet again in the best way. I moved to a different city for work. New office, new apartment, new running trails. The first few months were awkward. I kept waiting for the other shoe to drop, like some invisible punishment was still coming. But it didn't. Nothing dramatic, no karmic twist. Just life moving on. Emma came with me. We're not rushing anything, but she's steady, grounded, kind of a way that doesn't need words. She met me where I was, not where she wanted me to be. That's rarer than I ever realized. Last spring, we took a short trip to the mountains. Somewhere between the fog and the smell of pine trees, I caught myself thinking, I'm actually happy. Not the fake. Forced kind where you tell yourself you're fine. Real, quiet contentment. The kind that doesn't depend on anyone else's approval. Every now and then something from the past still pops up. A mutual friend posting baby pictures. A memory that surfaces out of nowhere. But it doesn't throw me off anymore. I wish them well and go back to my day. I still have that box in the closet with the baby shoes and the note. Haven't opened it in over a year. Maybe I never will. It's there as proof that I survived it, that I learned how to keep going without carrying the whole weight of it. If anyone reading this is stuck where I was angry, humiliated, replaying every scene over and over, please listen. It ends. Maybe not quickly, maybe not cleanly, but it does end. One day you'll wake up and realize the worst thing that ever happened to you is just something that happened. It doesn't define you anymore. That's where I am now. Still running. Still working. Still learning how to be a better man than I was before all this. So, yeah, that's the update. No big twist, no revenge, no dramatic finale. Just peace. Thanks to everyone who told me to keep my head up when I first posted. You were right. Time and distance really do fix more than you think. And if you're reading this because your own life just caught fire, hold on. You'll walk through it, and you'll come out lighter on the other side.